It's time. I get up. Lose focus. Come on, be a go-getter. Gonna stay focused. Opportunities. Thola ukuthi ubukele iSpani kungaphambili SABC 1 thola ukuthi hi sanibonana lapha emakhaya and salute to all my hustlers igama umekubele lishumo siyazazi izisho ukuthi faka imali uzobona there's nothing for mahala akube yinika okuyinto ke thina sisebenzisa njengentsha masofuna imisebenzi bafethu sifuna ukuqashwa sisebenzele imali sikhohle ukuthi khona ke izinto ongazithola uma uvolunteer bafethu khona ke ongakuzuza ngikhuluma ngayo ke iexperience ngikhuluma ngaso ke iskill bafethu ngisho ke nolwazi konke lokho ukwenza ushintsha impilo zabantu okuzinto ke ezenzwa abantu balapha ke eMonash University bafethu eGoli naye ke uKgonego labafundi ke bafundisa izingane ezidinga uncedo ngokuvula ke iSaturday school khona ke ngomgcibelo kuthiwa ngeke uzifunde incwadi ivaliwe let's just hope he's an open book sifunde yakhe iautobiography bafethu ake sithembe ukuthi ulaphana ekhaya speaking about work let's just hope he's done his homework.
Because I didn't want to do it because I was a good kid, man. It was not nice. I really don't know where that came from. Maybe because the way I was carrying myself at the time.
My name is Kgonego Mathithibala, and this is the story of my life and what it means to be a volunteer.
It's a village, and I don't like it's a buy my life, you know. The education that I not compared to like private universities and private whatever. As a kid, you know, peer pressure, man, makes you want to do things that you would naturally not do. I used to hang out with kids that didn't care about school, which is kind of weird because I wanted to do good in school. But because I wanted to be to be friends with people, or part of a group, I just started doing, you know, not doing things that I would usually do. For an example, this one time, this one guy in the group was like, let's not talk to this teacher today. Because I didn't want to do it because I was a good kid, man. It was not nice. But then we went to class, and then whenever you asked a question, literally everyone would not say anything. We would just laugh, you know. I think for me, that was the worst thing that I did in my life.
I remember Stala, Spali test, and then afterwards, I asked him, how much did you get? And as umuntu hatandi who show off or anything like that, and he just said, "Bra, angfunu uchela max wam, and angfunu was nama max wako." And from then on, I just knew the kind of person he was. I think that was the only bad experience I had with him.
I remember my dad once told me that, son, never take education for granted. And I think those are the words that mean a lot to me to this day. Because, like I said, dude, as a kid, I didn't take education as seriously as I did. And him telling me that was, ever since, I was just working hard, man. I got to where I am because of hard work. I think that hard work can take you quite a long way in life. It's fun and tired. So when it comes to academics, I work, dude. Like primary school, like grade 6, 5, I'm not sure. A teacher of mine told me that I'm gonna be a great leader one day. I really don't know where that came from. Maybe because the way I was carrying myself at the time, always doing my homework, going in class in time, you know, telling my friends, like, hey guys, let's do this. Let's do our homework. Let's do this. Let's, you know, participate in class and everything. I really don't know, man, how that came up, but I guess that's true, because ever since grade 5 or grade 6, in Tigili prefect, and in grade 9 I was vice head boy. Grade 12 I became head boy and also was a hostel prefect. I've managed to influence so many students in my grade 12 year to, you know, turn from the bad and start doing good. You know, takes education more seriously than being cool, you know. At the time, because I'd say a lot of people looked up to me and then said, ah, okay, yeah, well, I want to be like that guy.
I would describe him as a leader because back then we says his computer to be the head boy of the school, and he took it by miles off. We started our interviews, everything, his speech, assembly, everything was just on point. Even though I became the deputy, I learned a lot from him. I wasn't jealous of him or anything, and I knew that we were very safe in his hands.
So the physics grade 12 contained 15. So how I got to Monash was that a representative came to my school, which at the time I was in RAC. I've never heard anyone talk about Monash South Africa before until someone came there. So we spoke about an internationally recognized degree. That's the first thing that was like, oh, okay, cool. So New Year our second year yaga. Last year, which was my first year in university, and she was a volunteer, and it's like, hey, let's go volunteer, man, to Saturday school. So Saturday school is Monash Saturday school. It's a volunteering program. Ruta grade 4 to 6 guy English and maths. That's just a career into it. You know, you grow into volunteering. Once you start volunteering, you just grow into it, and you just start loving volunteering and what it is.
UKG is a person who helps people with volunteering and stuff. He is bound to have many people that come to him for help, because especially first years who are not familiar with school. I remember when in Fiela, he's the one who showed me around. He's the one who showed me, especially referencing being struggle hakulu, and he showed me how to do everything. And he's somebody who helps abantu, a lot of people, and he doesn't just look out for himself.
So just recently, I got a call from Monash to avail myself for an interview to see as to whether I'm able to lead the Saturday school program. They want to assess me as to whether am I eligible enough or worthy enough to start running the program and becoming like the leader.
As tomorrow he's going to an interview, I'll just tell him to be himself, because he is the best person he can ever be. There's no one else who's like him, and I have no doubt that he will be very successful.
So first of all, getting this position would mean that I can grow my leadership skills. That's the first thing. And then for me, it just says I'm going to be more integrated into what volunteering is all about. So yeah, it would mean those three things: leadership, management, and then also volunteering.
What would make me different from the other guy? I'm Monash, South Africa. I'm about to go in for my interview. A little bit nervous, but then I think I'm going to do a good job. Wish me luck, guys. Ciao.
Hi, Kgonego. Welcome to Monash.
Good morning. It's wonderful to have this discussion.
And thank you so much for having me here.
Monash South Africa is a private higher education institution accredited to deliver degrees and diplomas, undergraduate as well as postgraduate qualification. The institution provides a learning environment that will enable young people to develop into leaders of the future. It's important for us to make sure that all our students develop their full potential and that they will be ready to enter the labor market as well as their communities to go and make a difference. So the position that you applied for will basically be a leadership position in terms of supporting that process.
We're just going to ask you a few questions, and please just give us a real life experience. Where you didn't experience, just give us your thoughts in terms of how you would deal with that kind of a situation, okay? So why are you volunteering? What is it about you loving to volunteer?
I believe that when you volunteer, you show sort of a passion towards other people, and you don't just think about yourself and your achievements. You also want to see people doing better or at a higher position than they previously were. You sort of become selfless as a person when you volunteer and give up your time to help other people without expecting any form of reward whatsoever. So, yeah.
The initial question, what will make you different from other people in the sense that you're a selfless leader?
That is a good question. What would make me different from the other guy?
So tell me, with the demanding studies and volunteering, because volunteering wants you to give it your all, and your studies, they also want you to give it your all. So you become a leader in your own space where you have to lead your own education and be putting yourself in a position that is good for your future, and at the same time, you also have to put the same effort on with the volunteering programs. How do you balance the two?
First of all, I have my mentors who help me. My lady and Bronwyn are certainly going to help me. They have helped me so much, and I'm utterly grateful for that. Second of all, I have my friends to back me up. They're always there for me. They volunteer with me. They're always there to help me ensure that the program will run to its optimum performance level that is needed. So I think that with my mentors and friends backed up, and also given that time management is quite essential. If I have to do something, I will do it when needed be. I'll not say, I will do it later. Procrastination is a thief of time. So when things need to be done, I'll do them exactly then. So time management, my mentors and my friends, all as a mixed up all together, I am certainly sure that I will ensure that the program runs smoothly as possible and that my academics will not be affected in any way.
Okay, but how do you manage your time? Especially knowing that working with students, they also have the similar challenges that you have. To make sure that you get everything running together all the time smoothly, how do you ensure that you manage your time?
Well, first of all, when it comes to university, given that I'm second year, I've actually realized I've grown quite a lot since last year. When I have an assignment due, I usually do all my assignments before time so that I don't have to get that amount of pressure build up. Because if pressure arises, then that becomes a whole lot of a problem. So I ensure that my schoolwork is done before time, not on time, before time, that is, to ensure that also with the program as well, I'll ensure that everything is also done before time or on time, to ensure that everything runs as smoothly as possible. I hope that answers your question.
The purpose of this discussion was to get a sense of where you are in your personal development, if your profile is suitable for this type of challenge. For the rest of the day, there will be certain responsibilities and functions that you have to execute. You will have mentors that will take you through that process. And the outcome of both this discussion as well as those processes will determine if you are suitable for the position, and we will provide you with feedback later.
Thank you.
KG o tseba se a se batlang ene hape o na le tumelo matleng a hae a o eta pele ha o volunteera o sebedisa matla a hao botsebi le bokgoni ba hao o sa shebelle letho empa ho molemo kelellong ya hao boeneng ba hao le maikutlong a hao ha o eta pele ho bua hore wena o motho ya phahameng o na le kgathallo le tsotello ka batho ene hape o supa eta pele mahaslas skills se kgolo se le hore o tla se fumana ke sa go sebedisana le batho le go eta pele hobane katlego efe kapa efe itshetlegile go ina leadership le ho sebedisana le batho ho bua hore o tla kgona go ilaola wena leetong la hao ene hape o tla kgona go sebedisana le batho wa ithuta go bona wa sebedisa dintho tse le hore bana le tsona wena ha o sena tsona.
Kgonego Lady, and I am the volunteer officer here at Monash, South Africa. I've worked in a number of other organizations in the past, Kita project management, training, the facilitation. Kajeko ke tla be ke le mentor ya Kgonego.
My name is Bronwyn Jaktik from Monash, South Africa. I'm the head of community engagement. I oversee all the community projects, including volunteerism.
So sponsorship, where is the money coming from?
Yezono usho ukuthi uvolunteera impandi yeyibusiso nezinto ezinhle njengoba ke sibona ke uKgonego bafethu azama ke ukushintsha impilo zabantu ngokufundisa ke izingane ezidinga uncedo konke lokho akwenza simahla angabhekanga otitombweni sha ngithi ke ake sithembe ukuthi yonke into izohamba kahle kodwa una manje awuthi ke nginifaka esigele bafethu nginishaya spelling test njengoba ke nginiza iword jumble ngincede ke nginikeza ama clues amabini which are your letters I and R umuyazi impendulo ngena lapha na ku Twitter ku Facebook khona nong Arlo bona Kgonego gore o tla khona go itukisetsa Saturday school session bafethu le bathuti.
Welcome Kgonego, this is the beginning of your journey. This is your task 1 and we're going to be doing project planning, Loena. We're basically going to be looking at whether you've been listening and also just going over the basics of project planning, which is considering all of the things that make a project successful. So what is it that we need to do to have Saturday school up and running? Next success.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, cool. So here we are, Kgonego, your project, Saturday School. Take us through it.
Okay, so I'm going to create a mind map and then sort of talk about the logistics which are necessary to ensure that the program runs successfully and on a continuous basis. So the first and foremost thing is volunteers. Second thing, which is most important to ensure that Saturday School runs, is sponsorships. This is anything to do with stationery, which is the primary thing that we need for the kids and the volunteers to engage with one another. What we need now as Monash South Africa, Monash Saturday School, is then your help, the mentors' help, guidance.
So I started studying development studies, and my job was one day to go into development and work for the UN and change the world. Very idealistic, like most of the young students that I work with. But then my first job was with the UN, my first serious job, I suppose. And I really enjoyed it.
I suppose it's my turn now, right?
Yeah.
Great. So I previously, before Monash South Africa, before I came to Monash South Africa, I was working and volunteering for a youth development non-profit in Bloemfontein. And we worked with young individuals really from between the ages of 15 and 20.
So I believe that with these three things, the main categories, guidance, volunteers, sponsorships, we can take it a much further.
Okay, Kgonego, that makes sense, and I'm glad you thought about the sponsorships in that area. What about your kids? Where are they coming from? What else do you need on that aspect?
Kids, okay.
I have a question just around the volunteers. How will you manage that? You're a student, you're volunteer as students as well, but like how would you, I think the question is really, how will you incorporate the new volunteers in with the old one?
So in order to incorporate the new and the old, when I started into volunteering, I was new, I was under the new, and they were old. So in that way, the person who was running such a school at the time, what we did was that we did icebreakers. Like for an example, we can play a game. We play this game called Asoko. It's actually a game whereby I can't explain it. We really can't explain it.
You can try.
Okay. So we go so and then ko. So each person then gets involved in the game. We start laughing, and then by laughing we just break the silence, and then the atmosphere changes completely. So the most important value ever since I was a kid was that I should never give up. Never give up. To this day, I don't think that I ever give up with regards to anything. I work hard, I work harder, and then I work my hardest, I never give up. That's just how it is.
Kgonego, how are you going to recruit volunteers for this program?
So in order to, let me just put it there and then I'll just dive into it. We have 90 kids. We can't just survive off 45 volunteers. Throughout the year, I'm planning on having recruitment drives at which I will then ask some students who are not yet part of the 45 volunteers to join the program, and we then increase our volunteer numbers. Because currently we have one volunteer is to 2 kids, 2 learners.
So sponsorship, where is the money coming from?
I think everything that you do, you're developing a professional portfolio for yourself. And I always tell my students that whether you're volunteering or having formal employment, people remember you, people remember the quality that you put into your work, and they also remember the attitude that you have when you do it.
I was going to say, I mean, I think one thing I would say to people is to shy away from just thinking of volunteering as something I have to do, or it being an afterthought. Volunteering should be your first go-to if you're wanting to go into the workspace, because you gain so much. You get opened up to networks, you gain so much skills within volunteering.
Important is volunteer appreciation in this whole process, because the program is relying on these volunteers. How important is appreciation? How could you appreciate your volunteers?
So the one thing that ik feel like I add on volunteering project in it's integration. The kids and the volunteers. I feel like I'm doing so much that the kids and the volunteers feel like so comfortable and we can work harmoniously with each other. In that way, everything just moves as smooth as possible. There's no hiccups and so forth and so forth. It's just all good.
Thank you, Kgonego, for that. This is the end of our task 1. We will now move on to task 2.
Thank you.
Thank you.
KG o na le tsebo ya dintlha tsa program and hape o passionate mahaslase ho volunteera ho tlosa letshoho le ho iketsa hobane tsohle tse o di etsang le tse o ithutang tsona di tswa botebong ba pelo ya hao ho go bua gore botsebi bo o nang le bona bo tsitsile and bo tswa foundationing e hantle ha ekaba o batla menyetla ya ho volunteera yetsa list ya ditalente tsa hao ekaba o rata go sebetsa ka batho o sebedisa di-computer kapa go sebetsa ka matsoho hobane ha se o tseba dintho tseo ha o volunteera o sebedisa ditalente tsa hao o tla aparela ke lethabo.
2-6 in English and math.
A big part of managing this program is managing your volunteers. So throughout the year, you would need to run volunteer trainings. And this is to see whether you would be efficient at running one. What you would need to do is to run an integrator with the students. Something fun that they can get to know each other, that they'll work well together. After that, you would need to explain what the Saturday school program is about and help them understand exactly what is expected of them. So when they come, all the volunteers come on a Saturday morning, it's not going to be chaos. They're going to be organized, they're going to know who their leader is, and they're going to be able to slot straight into their tasks. Do you understand?
Totally understand.
Do you have any questions?
No, I think you give
Okay.
information so I got it.
So if you need anything while we're in the room, you just let us know, and we can give you some direction.
Thank you so much.
All right, let's go in.
Thank you.
As discussed, this will be your volunteer training. So we're going to be standing right here if you need anything. But from here, it's all you. So good luck.
Thank you so much, Brian. Morning, everyone. Morning. Thank you guys for coming through to Saturday School today. Today we're just going to do volunteer training whereby I tell you guys what volunteering is and what Saturday School is in abundance. So first of all, what is Saturday School? So Saturday School is a volunteering program here in Monash, South Africa, at which we tutor kids from grade 4s to 6 in English and math. So with regards to task 2, I think Ken and I was a bit nervous because I think it's quite natural. Automatically become not so settled. So what is Saturday School? Saturday School is a volunteering program here in Monash, South Africa, at which we tutor kids from grade 4s up to 6 in English and maths. So you guys are the program. You guys are going to be running the show, literally. We have 90 kids in total from schools, primary schools from Lesego Primary and Zanspruit Primary. 90 kids in total, and then you guys are just going to tutor them in English and maths. Now, guys, before I can even say anything, let's get into why you should volunteer. So what is volunteering? Now, volunteering in its core is basically doing something and offering your time in expecting not to get anything in return. So given that I'm sure there's not just one definition to what volunteering is, can I get a feel of what you guys think what volunteering is all about? Stephen?
Okay, yeah, so volunteering, I feel it's giving back to your community, giving of your time to help others in need who don't have the opportunities you may have had.
Okay, Stephen saying giving up your time. Like I said, does anyone perhaps have a different definition as to what volunteering is?
I believe volunteering is about developing skills. Like the start of school, we're actually developing the kids' skills in school, so that's actually pretty helpful.
So the types of students that we're looking for to lead these programs, they don't need to have proven their leadership skills already. We're looking for young people who really have initiative and who want to learn, who are open to learning is exceptionally important.
And I think that's why the position that we come from is always like a mentorship position, where we walk through the journey with them.
You said that that we're going to be helping the children. How would you divide us into groups in order for us to help the children effectively?
Okay, so there are 90 kids and then there's 15 of you guys at the moment, which you guys are new volunteers. We also have old volunteers. From last year we have 30, so they're going to be 45 of you guys. So that's going to be in a ratio of 1 volunteers to 2 kids. That's really not a lot. So yeah, I mean, so things such as peer pressure and everything, but yeah, dude, it's also and everything, peer pressure. I think a lot of people go through that. Not a lot of people talk about it, And given that I'm given this opportunity to talk about it, I might as well talk about it. But about peer pressure and everything, I'm actually quite grateful. I had to go through that. First thing and foremost, it actually made me realize what's important in my life. As there aren't any more questions, can we please get into a circle and then we're going to begin with our icebreaker for today. So guys, I'm just going to explain how the game works. So this is so, and then ko. So when someone passes on to you, you go So if I say so, and then ko, you then go then you go so, and then pass it on to someone else. Okay, let's just give it a rerun. Let's just give it a trial run and then see how it works, and then so. You guys have to add more Yeah. Oh, okay. Excuse me. Yes, you guys have to say Everyone has to partake. So. Ko.
I think the most challenging part of running such a program, as big as Saturday School, would be managing your academics and, as a student, managing your academics and Saturday School in itself. Because as we've mentioned before, there's a lot that goes into Saturday School. You're managing people, you have to think of logistics, and then there's that other admin that comes with managing that program.
Okay, so the game plays like this. If I say R, I'm pointing to the person next to me right now, right? She'll say so, and if she points back to me, I have to say ko, like that. Then if I point straight at you, you say you start from the top, and you might use either of your hands. Whoever you point to should say so, and whoever you point to should say ko. So that's the motion of the game.
I got it wrong. Which one?
I think Kgonego didn't explain the game well. I think he tried to play a game that he actually didn't know. So he didn't explain it well. So I think one of my tips for him in the future would be, if you're going to play a game, make sure that you understand fully what the game is.
So, ko. So.
You're not pointing anywhere. Where are you pointing?
All right, that's the end of your task, Kgonego. Thank you very much. Let's close up and head out.
Okay, so volunteers, thank you guys for coming again. I really appreciate it. The mentors are really appreciated. Now we can go to our next task as we head to the door.
Mona re bona bohlokwa ba ho kenya matsoho. Mahaslas volunteering e molemo go bohle. Ho bana ba primary e ba thusa hore ba tsebe go kgona go sebedisana le go itseba bona gore ke bo mang. Ho ba leng high school e tla ba thusa ha ba ile batla menyetla ya go ngodisa mane ko di-collegeng. Ho ba le ko di-collegeng e tla ba thusa ha ba ile batla mesebetsi. Empa ha o sebetsa o aha community ka tshehetso ya company ya hao. Eya re kgona go iphedisa ha re patalwa. Empa go bopa bophelo re tlameha go re inehele.
Hustlers ngithi niyacaba ke i-daily theatre eyala kuSpani bafethu kuyajabulisa ke ukubona ke ama-one day leaders making moves bonke lokhu bakwenza by each one teach one okuyinto ke yenza abafundi balaphana ke Monash University ePoli naye ke uKgonego bafethu ngithi uma kade ulalisise kahle I just mentioned most educational shows ezakhona la ku SABC bafethu but right now out ngishange a-e-i-o-u nginikeze one more clue which is the letter S ngisike masibuya emva kwe-recess bafethu donsa isikhaftini donsa i-lunchbox yakho uma ke ungakheranga ungawari ngene elayini yakho malibisi I'll see you after this.
What did they do when they worked?
They take it.
Yeah, so
this is Saturday school, and this is going to be an opportunity for you to exercise some of those learnings that we took from task 1, which is we're going to test your facilitation skills, and then also just managing a group, how to manage a group, and then also a little bit of that public speaking activities that we did as well during our first session. So this is your chance. Do your best. All the best.
Thank you.
Cool.
Clap once if you can hear me. Clap twice if you can hear me. Hello everyone. My name is Kgonego Mathithibala and I'll be the Monash Saturday School leader. I'm going to ensure that the program runs smoothly as possible, and from that we should be good. I'm just gonna walk around and just see what you guys are doing, what you're up to, and then that's just that to it. You just continue with whatever you're doing, then I'll just walk around and see who's doing what and so forth. Okay, thank you guys.
Okay,
Morning guys. I just want to see what you guys are doing and so forth. Okay, so how are you guys, how do you find the program to what are you guys doing at the moment?
We just did a spelling test.
Spelling test, okay. And then are the kids interacting with you and so forth and so forth?
Yeah.
And so forth. Okay. So what did you learn today on English in regards to the spelling test? Okay, okay, and what word do you remember from the spelling test?
Small.
Small. Can you spell that for us here? Spell small here. Let's hear.
S.
It's good. Are you guys enjoying the program though?
Yes.
Are you guys good?
Yes.
Okay, volunteers, if you need my help, just please shout or raise your hand. I'll be just with you guys, okay? Sure. So getting this leadership position will actually help me with regards to my leadership skills. That's the first and foremost important thing. It allows me to grow as a person. My leadership skills will be challenged and therefore will grow. Second of all, I get to grow as an individual. I talk to a lot of people. I get to meet lovely people, new volunteers, lovely people, and make new relationships from that.
So if Kgonego does receive this position, he will be on 2 trainings this year as part of the team of student leaders. We take them away and we look at things like leadership skills, how to work on a team, how to work with others, understanding your own personal leadership skills as well.
Hi, Somban Timelo. Hi, do you mind if I join you guys for just a few seconds and just see how you guys are doing? Okay, so you guys are start doing the English, I presume. What story are you reading? The Little Blue Bird. Okay, so what did you learn about the Little Blue Bird? The Little Blue Bird. Okay, and what did you take from the story gift? What did you learn about the Little Blue Bird? Olimile nga jeb, ba jeb. Ba go rutile, di volunteer tsa go di go rutile nga jeb. Oh, ba ingano. So. This is Zoom. Okay, fine.
So as a volunteer officer, I obviously come across a lot of vulnerable people in the society, and I work with a lot of them. It's quite disheartening at first, but I mean, how I deal with it is I always look at myself, and I think of myself as a toolbox. So within this toolbox, what do I have in myself that I can sort of share? What knowledge is it that I have that I can share?
Thank you guys for having me. Somba Intimelo, thank you guys for having me. If you need help, just, you know what to do. Just raise your hand and then we're good.
Thank you.
Sure. Clap once if you can hear me. Clap twice if you can hear me. Okay, so today we've reached the end of Saturday school. Somba Intimelo, please just go outside and then just start feeding the kids. All the grade 4s, please line up so that you can get your food, okay? Okay.
What do they do when they work?
They take it.
Yeah.
Feel like every time you Saturday school, honestly, I really don't want it to finish. I feel like 4 hours is not enough. You can do that much in 4 hours. It's usually not. It's okay, but it's not the greatest feeling. The greatest feeling for me is when I welcome the kids in the morning when they come in. That's nice. Grade 4s, please make your way to the door. Grade 4.
Remember, yeah. Okay, grade 4s, yeah.
Grade 4s, please make your way to the door. Grade 6s, also please line up by the door, okay?
Welcome back, Kgonego.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you had a long day and quite a lot of experiences. What were those things that you really experienced to be challenges during the day? Those things that you really found difficult?
One was having to manage the volunteers. It's a different. I've never done it before, and it was the first time for me managing a volunteer, so to speak. It wasn't an easy task to begin with because people have different views and different perceptives of how to do things, and then having to get 45 students to do to be on the same mind and the same level is not an easy task, especially with regards to then teaching grade 4s up to 6. It's really not an easy thing.
So looking at everything that you've done today, do you think this is the job for you? This is what you'll be able to carry through?
I can't say for the future that, what will come in the future, but then what I've done today, I think it challenged me as a leader, it challenged me as a person. So I think I always want to challenge myself. I don't like being in a comfort zone for far too long. I don't like being comfortable for far too long. So for what I've done today, I think this is the job. This is the job for me because it challenges me and what I stand for. So I believe this is quite the job for me.
Are there any questions or issues that you would like to address with us before we take a final position?
Given that I'm a student and then hopefully that I get the job, when it comes to the exam season, it's usually quite hectic. It's quite stressful to begin with. How are we going to manage the exam season stress, and also when it comes to work, how will we balance that? Because that's something I'd like to get clarification on.
Because Monash South Africa attach a lot of value to this program. We've over time refined this program and make sure that we accommodate students. Monash South Africa is very sensitive about progress and our students achieving their full potential. So we will definitely not compromise your program, but rather support you to be more successful.
Okay, no, thank you so much.
I'll just give you just a short, brief feedback in terms of your performance. We received performance feedback from Naledi and Brownman. And with all of us agreeing with Prof, we all would love to have you being the leader of our volunteering program. And we'd like to find out from you, how do you feel about that?
I'm quite ecstatic. I can't explain it. A bit nervous to begin with, but happy overall.
So what I would require from you is to come to our office on Monday, to the HR office. So what we'll do, we'll give you your contract. We would actually give you the job role in terms of what is expected from you. And we'll also introduce you formally to the mentors that will be working with you on the program. And that will be an opportunity for you to ask further questions in terms of what you would need or what we provide.
Okay, now, thank you so much.
But thank you.
I just got the job now. I feel that job, when getting it, it's going to help me develop my leadership skills and then therefore grow me as a leader. So to all my hustlers out there, preza, pusha, pandam feet. Sha.
Well done, KG. Ka nnete re ithutile ka wena gore mpho e le nngwe e kgolo ya go fetisa e o ka e fang motho ke nako ya hao. Potso ya rona ya beke ena e tswa go tsholo. A re yena o batlana le mentor, motho e le gore o tla mo guida le go mo thusa go mo fetisa dintho tse a fetang ka hare go tsona bophelong ba hae. Wena ntho ya o qala batla motho ya mogolo, ya experienced, o e leng gore wa mo hlompha, motho e leng gore o rata diketso tsa hae, a ha selekane le yena gore o mo tsebe. Mo jwetse gore o rata diketso tsa hae ene hape o ka thabela go ithuta go yena. Mo kope permission he gore a go thuse. Ha e ka ba wa dumela ke hantle, ha sa dumeli batla o mongwe. E kopanye le website ena ya DJ Marie Trust ba leng ko Cape Town. Ha e ka ba hona le go sa go utlwang, hopela o checkela Facebook le yona website ya rona. Ke emetse ya hao potso.
Kuthiwa ke into enhle iyanconywa yingakho ke sinoma ke abafundi abalaphana eMonash University naye ke uKgonego ngokusiza ke izingane ezidinga uncedo ngoba ke bayazi ukuthi ikusasa la kulelizwe bafethu lilele kuyo yona leyo ntsha bafethu siyabonga kakhulu. You guys were truly inspirational. Okusiletha ke kwimpendulo yayiword jump lethu yakule viki. Igama kade silifuna yi inspire. Yabona ke mothi lisithala kuwena uma ngayitholanga awungawari. Better luck next time zabe siphethe nakule viki elizayo. Mina ngumfana kaMntambo Mdonso zonke intambo sengiphuma kanje ngithakuhlanga ngikhona lapha yana ke enkundleni zokuxhumana Twitter, Facebook and also on YouTube. Remember, don't look down, look up and stay up, and when you are up there, don't forget to pull other people to join you on top.